So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Once we get connected to our other network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand this very clearly, how this practice will help you to develop a spiritual foundation more clearly. So when it comes to our life, just personally our life and our social life, and as a nation, as a world, we all go through kind of like a stories. We repeat stories. Our life itself is a story. So sometimes when it comes to our own history, it's a kind of like a fiction his story. And we add many things. We add more colors. We make it more action. And sometimes even ourselves, we didn't know what is the reality. So today, when we reflect on our own life, our ancestors, our history, that's this entire humanity, we actually don't know what happened. So most of time, we create these fiction stories day by day, adding our ideas. So the meditation is a method help you to get out of this story. And how you can do that? Connecting to reality. So in this very moment, at least within your inhalation, exhalation, at least within your sensation, if you can get connect and recognize and see it as it is, then your mind will get out of that fiction stories or the repetition of the stories. So that is one thing that we have to develop day by day. We have to practice little by little, little by little. Because the society somehow going to keep repeating the stories, developing the stories, and they're going to go with it. That is the very nature of the conventional life. As human beings, from birth to today, birth to death, we like stories. And our life itself a story. So you are itself a story. But at the same time, do you want to keep repeat it again and again and again? And adding more and more information to it? Or do you have any idea to get out of the story and experience this life for a moment as it is? So then start it from you, just settling down and getting out of all the preconditioned thoughts or any desires, because that most of the desires even in us, our dreams, our goals even, build on the top of that dreams, the stories. So that's why this is a moment for yourself. And little by little, if you practice to be in the reality, at least to see things as it is within yourself in the moment of that what you experience as life, it gives some kind of understanding to look a little bit more deeper and look a little bit more beyond what we see. So that is one thing that you gain as a result when you practice the Dharma. So the one of the very meaning of the Marga or the Magga or the path is it take you to certain place, and other thing is it take you beyond that what you experience. So when it comes to our spiritual path, that we have to remember that understanding ourselves and deeply recognizing within us how help itself to get into liberation. So what is life? So the life itself is a kind of like a repetition of your past. So liberation means you get out of your past effect. So another way, the karma. If you look very carefully, your past control you. It hold you. And can you be free from your own past? You just, it's not kind of like just a thought. You have to little bit deeply think and recognize. Because if you want to do that way, you have to be so smart. And you have to work hard. And little by little, that you have to put some effort on it. And your past means your karma, and it hold you. And how this karma hold you? Because it needs a space. Otherwise, it can't. So that space itself means that mental formations. That mental formations help for your karma. Mental formations or the cankers help for the karma or your previous actions to come forward and be active and hold you. So why there is mental formations? Why the cankers there? Because of the ignorance. So what is the meaning of the ignorance? That you believe there is I am, self, me, for me. So like that, you don't see the very change of the self. And out of that, what happens? You build up the desire. So the desire is the glue, keep the mental formations, cankers. So when the cankers there, karma always going to be there. When the karma is there, you can't be free. You can't be free. So then, how you can? It doesn't matter good karma or bad karma, because when you attain to enlightenment, you neutralize good karma and bad karma both. But in the beginning, you just can't destroy all the bad karma. So in the beginning, you have to develop all the good karma and strengthen the good karma. And another way we call it wholesome action. That's why we bring the wholesome action and reduce the power of that all the negative karma. And because it will help you to have a very clear mind when you have the wholesome action, when you have the good karma. Otherwise, good karma cannot take you to Nibbana. No, the good karma, because you are depending on karma, when you have the negative karma, unwholesome, the negative karma come as a result of unwholesome actions. So this all cause and effect. Remember, it is not somebody doing it, or it's not something itself govern. No, the cause and effect. When you do unwholesome actions, so why then again, why you do unwholesome actions? Because of the ignorance. So what is the ignorance means? You believe I am, this is me, my, mine, and then that intention, egocentric life, push you forward to do unwholesome actions. So then when you do the unwholesome action, you create bad karma. So when you have the bad karma, so greed, hate, it related to the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And then what happens? You're going to have a very disturbed life. So when you have disturbed life, what does that mean? Your mind going to become very disturbed. You can't recognize things very clearly. So because of that, you can't see the truth. See that how it go like a circle. And then again, it take you to ignorance. It again take you to the ignorance. So what you need to do then, and understand the very first level, underneath this all, the karma is the power, hold this everything together. And then how you can reduce that? You have to start to develop good, wholesome actions. And out of that, you generate good karma. So when you have the good karma, and out of that, your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind going to become more healthy, and your environment, you gain very healthy, comfortable environment for yourself. So then that will help you to experience the moment very clearly. So that means it will help you to develop very tranquility state. So the tranquility state, once you have the tranquility mind, then from there, you can develop the ability of, it's called introspection. You start to see into inside. You put the attention to inside. And that is where then you can see this mechanism, how it happens. Develop the introspection, you have to have very tranquility, undisturbed mind. So once you see this, you recognize your own actions. Develop this. And when that action behind that, there is intention. So this all, if it is the good action, it brings the good result. If it is the negative intention, bring the negative result. So in that way, you recognize how this happens. There's no someone outside or some power from outside. It is your own action, reaction, result build this journey. And from the ancient time, you build up this path already with your own action, reaction, result, and repetition. So that is your past, and your past karma hold you. So when you want to get out of this situation, the first thing that you have to remember, you have to accept this. Because sometimes to accept that, it is very difficult for us. We don't think all this happened because of my own actions. We think so, it's somebody else. Oh, that person, this person, like that. We don't think it is me. So the very first thing that you have to remember, this all because of your own choice. So then, from that point, little by little, you have to purify your history. How you can clean your history. That is where you need the awareness, clarity. That clarity can't build on top of the memory. So that's why clear comprehension, sati sampajanya, you come to the present moment and experience things as it is in the moment. And when it comes to that process, because in the very present moment, you don't develop any karma. To have a karma, to develop a karma, you need the past experience. And you build up the karma when you start to think, not in the present moment experience. So that's how you can slowly develop the path of liberation. And in a certain level, when you reduce the power of the karma and increase the wisdom in a certain level, you can come to the liberation. So this is a long journey for some people. For some, it's a very clear journey and they see ahead and what's happening. And some people, it is very easy to understand, but some, it takes time. But somehow for all of us, there are certain things that we have to gain and get the help to develop this path. Even just remember, wisdom, wisdom doesn't mean there is something itself exists. Wisdom is a result, like the ignorance is a result. When it comes to greed, hatred, and the delusion, and as a result of that, you experience the ignorance. So like that, the wisdom also, you can't just get a wisdom. There are certain things you need to develop, and as a development of that things, you gain the wisdom. So when it comes to that, one of the very important thing, it is just not only practice meditation. So remember, and we don't know how far we have to go. Don't worry about the liberation. Don't worry about the nibbana. Don't worry about get out of this world. Because it is a result going to happen. You can't do that. Just thinking, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, this is enough for me. So there are like people say like that. Oh, this is enough for me. I want to attain to Nibbana. This is my life. Thinking like that, you can't get it. You know, just imagine what you can get by just thinking. There's nothing you can get. Even in day-to-day life, just a meal, you know, just thinking about it, you can't get, you know, glass of water. Do you think just thinking about it, you're going to get it? It's very visible, you know, everywhere. You can't get. So then how you can think just by thinking, you know, hating for this life, thinking about the Nibbana you're going to get? No. Very clearly you have to understand this mechanism. Once you get the mechanism, you know how to do that. So for that mechanism, the very first thing that you have to develop, remember that this life happened because of the past karma. And it is our own action. So then to purify this, the very first step that you have to take, start to give dana, being generous, practicing. It's many ways. It just doesn't mean you have to offer food or monk or somebody. No, it's in many ways. Friends, family members, animals, plants, you know, the nature, for anything. You practice generosity, sharing your life. So that is the first step that you have to take. If you can't take that step, remember that the enlightenment or the wisdom, it's going to be far, because this is one of the very fundamental quality when it comes to wisdom, generosity. Maybe you practice meditation, but you don't develop the generosity or releasing, renunciation, that becoming free from things, physically, materially, mentally. You know, you mentally you build up the castle. You know, mentally, if you build up relationships, mentally, if you build up the kingdom yourself, don't think that wisdom going to come to you. No, then you already go in a different way. There's nothing wrong. It's your choice, but these two things not going to come. So then the very first thing that you have to remember, because in the samsaric journey, so far we came in this journey because we used to build our life like that. So if you look for liberation, if you look for wisdom, and start to practice generosity little by little, in many ways, every day, in every way, you know, little by little practice generosity. And then what happened, by the time you start to strengthen some kind of profitable actions, wholesome actions, and unprofitable action, some unprofitable action going to become weaker, because there it need the kind of like the greed to be there, bad karma to be there. So now you develop good karma, practicing generosity in many ways. And now you're strengthening it. And next one is the sila, being disciplined. So remember why you have to be disciplined. This is what you have to be very clear. Otherwise, you just caught up in, oh, being disciplined will take you, no. To clear this all the unwholesome actions that we keep doing. That is the very purpose. Why? Because then you can have a very clear mind. Otherwise, the sila itself can't take you there. The sila itself is not going to take you to wisdom. No. Sila is a kind of like a creating a very clear environment for you. Because your mind then going to become more peaceful, calm, relaxed. And in the samsaric journey, so whatever that we keep doing, repeating. Now once you have the self-discipline and start to become weaker. So then it become wholesome action, and then it's going to strengthen you for a certain level. So that is the second one. You have to practice generosity, and you have to develop self-discipline. And the other thing is, you have to spend some time for yourself to practice, learn, practice, and even to calm down a little bit and think about this and get a very clear view, mental view in a very conventional level. And so that is the very purpose of practicing like this even. So then yourself, you have to spend some time for that. Give some time. And the fourth one is, you have to have some good friends around you to share, discuss, and whenever kind of like to gain some new understanding. So that also very important. That's why we will build up a community of Sangha around our practice. Just imagine, though, it is not just by yourself you're going to do this. And the next one is, it is very important sometimes get the help. It's kind of like opening our mind a little bit, because now we are in this situation because of our own previous actions or our karma and our misunderstanding, and because of our ignorance. So then we have to know, if you get some help, then you can get something beyond what you know. So Dharma is the teacher. So Dharma is the help. So that's why you have to have the faith, conviction, trust towards the Dharma. And sometimes we can play some sports, we all can. You can run, if somebody put two gloves to your hand and say, okay, boxing, then maybe you can do some, and baseball, cricket, any sport, rugby, anything, whatever, you can do that. But when you get a coach, it's going to become different. So there are a lot of blind spots we can't see. But if we get a trainer, if we get a coach, if we get a helper, and it will help us to go beyond our limits. It will help us to go beyond our comfort zone. So getting help like that idea. So the Dharma is giving us a good guidelines for us to get out of these blind spots. with our own viewpoint. So that way, little by little, rather than trying to fix just by yourself, and sometimes you want to attain to nibbana or gain the wisdom or liberation, or and you just try just your own way, but you don't see you are here like this because of your own way, and using the same way you can't go beyond this. That's why you need a different method. So that's why the Buddha come. That's why the Buddha gave the Dharma. And that's why enlightened masters practice the Dharma, attain to the liberation and preserve this Dharma. That's why community of Sangha keep protecting this Dharma. Because if anybody want to gain the wisdom, this is going to be the path. See, sometimes, we get the help from out of many in situations. Look at health-wise sometimes. We think, oh, I know I can do it, but sometimes there are things we can't. We need the help out of the doctors. There are situations come in our life. We need some kind of legal advice. We can't take our own decisions. Even though we think it's kind of like right. That is not the exactly right way to do that. And sometimes look at, it's like a financial world. Sometimes people have so much money, but they need advice. So like that in day-to-day life, we think, oh, I know how to do, but there are many other ways. And in more profitable ways, we can do it. If we have a coach or the helper or the teacher or the right Dharma. So that's why always remember in your mind, open your heart, open your mind, and look for the help. There's nothing wrong with that. And that help means not following a person, not just, that worshipping a person. You just deeply recognizing the Dharma. So to understand the Dharma, you get the help. So like that way, little by little, when you fulfill these qualities, then the wisdom going to come as a result of that. So when you have the wisdom, then you recognize this all happened because of your own choice. That is the wisdom you gain. Once you have that wisdom, you become very careful about you. Then you know why things happen to you like this. And you are capable to change it. And so that by the time you will get out of your own past, you will get out of your own story. That is the day your liberation going to happen. Otherwise, we will become a prisoner to our own past. Otherwise, we will keep repeating our own stories in many ways. So it is your choice. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck, head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So scan head to toes yourself and say Swapatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. Allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from the heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavata sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi. Addhaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.